Testing. Are Goblin Great Shamans any good in patch 6.0.5? Now that we've gone over the lore of the Little Wa, let's look at the Goblin Great Shaman. And yes, I know it's all about the orthodox setup of pairing one with an Orc Shaman and Hag and not relying on that magic. I like variety in my methods, but that one is considered very strong. Nonetheless, it takes some guts to go away from the rock-solid melee lords, so let's take a good look at what we're getting. Recruited for 1000 gold and 250 upkeep. On Ultra, one comes at 3651 health. Armor is 25, missile resistance standard 15%, leadership 55, on foot speed 33, charge speed 43. Melee attack starts at only 24 with an attack interval of 4, target splash size of medium so regular cavalry on down, max targets damaged of only 3. Melee defense 26 isn't great either. Weapon strength 280 is split between base 200 and armor piercing 80, which is a horrible split. Charge bonus is 20 and mass is 300. On a giant wolf, upkeep rises to 275, health to 4035, speed 92, charge speed 108, charge bonus 50, mass 400. Everything else is unchanged. That's a huge charge bonus, and considering that this is a spellcaster, that's very fast. Also, it gives him Vanguard deployment, which is very nuts. On a Wolf Chariot, a mount that is not available in campaign, sadly, no more than it is for the Goblin Big Boss. Upkeep would be 300, health is 4246 default, armor 45, speed 90, charge speed 108, melee attack a miserable 14, very large splash target with max target damage of 3, melee defense 10. Weapon strength 250 split, 180 base, 70 AP, bonus versus infantry a mighty 30, charge bonus 70, mass 1000. A small chariot catches on infantry blobs less, but that melee defense stat is frightening. Now, for the real deal, the Catch Whip Spider Shrine mount, which is FLC content available through Total War Access. Don't leave the cave without it. Upkeep is 462 per turn, health 10,029, armor 120, standard 15% missile resistance, leadership base rises to 65, speed is 57, charge speed 75. Melee attack comes at 58 base, and has poison with every attack, and that's in spite of the rider being a caster lord. Attack interval is only 3.2, splash target size large, max targets damaged of 5. Melee defense 30 is what we'd expect, weapon strength 500 is split base 140 and AP 360, bonus versus large of 20, charge bonus 40, mass of 4000. This mount causes fear and terror, has Strider, and the auto-attack ranged weapon from atop the shrine, which carries poison with each arrow, is fire whilst moving. In other words, you're getting the full benefits of an Ragnarok spider with none of the drawbacks of the caster lord. That's already a very big deal. Since I cover the blue line in the Orc War Boss video, I'm going to just refer to that. Also, the red line is standard Greenskins, and this includes the capstone being Smash 'em Faster, for leadership plus 16 and melee attack plus 24 in the affected radius. That's despite being a caster lore. For the magic line, it's Little Wa, with evasion in the middle for melee defense plus 5 and speed plus 5%, not at all trivial on the mounts, and Arcane Conduit at the end, standard edition. What you should see is a link to my Lore of the Little Wa video, so you can go over the details of this lore. At rank 8, Dodgy Geezer can add 10% missile resistance, Tunnel Boss grants plus 6 leadership to the entire army during underground, intercept, and siege battles, not trivial. Belor adds plus 25% leadership aura size. Both of those can be taken at rank 5. At rank 10, Goblintide can be taken for 1 pip, plus 10 armor and plus 4 melee attack for all goblin units in that army. Don't Even Try It can be taken at rank 16, and who can argue with 2 uses, 100 meter range, single target direct damage spell. It's free Lore of Death style help. Since I didn't have a better place to put this, the mount is technically a Catch Whip Spider Shrine, and this grants minus 10% cooldown to spells, and minus 25% Winds of Magic cost to all spells, so it's not just a hard-hitting spider, it's making the Great Shaman a lot greater in the process. At rank 10, the Shaman can choose from 3 mutually exclusive pips. Wolf-Hearted grants Frenzy to all Wolf Rider units within the army, and we've gone over how those units are underpowered in terms of offense. Adding Frenzy makes them far more legitimate on offense and melee. Even the Archer type is much more dangerous at that point, or rather, the more miserable the starting point, the more 10 points of melee attack helps. Speaking with spiders, shaves 15% off recruitment cost for spider rider units, gives +5 leadership to the same, and enables poison attacks for the shaman, even if he's not on a spider shrine yet. Dust Wanderer adds campaign movement +5% and speed +10% for the entire army in battle, and this might be really of use to you even. Either way, at rank 12 you can start one final mini line, Nothing Missable. Madcap Mushrooms claims 90-second cooldown, 50-second duration, and reduces cooldowns by 30 seconds. Point is, if you're actually going to use the Little Wah, this gives you oomph at a particular moment. Cunning Influencer saves 5% off upkeep for the Shaman's army. Subtle Spellcrafting adds 5 to Winds of Power Reserve and shaves 10% off the cost of the Little Wah spells. Of course, that's going to be cumulative with your shrine benefits. So how do we use the Goblin Great Shaman? As we've just gone over, not even including traits and equipable items, the Great Shaman can bring quite a lot to your force, especially on a really big spider. It's not all focused in one place, and when you add that to the Little Wah, he's basically a support spellcaster rather than a giant damage deal spellcaster. And that's okay. Little Wah has things that can help virtually any army type, including slapping temporary stock onto things where it doesn't belong. You have the aforementioned mixing with other spellcasting heroes, but having a Black Orc big boss around helps sort out a lot of melee foes too. In some senses, it's true that you should be aiming to take advantage of Goblintide if you're really aiming for a Goblin-themed army, but then you'd have to downplay the spells in favor of the Red Line. Of course, that's what a lot of people will do anyway. Whatever your choice, if you play enough, you'll have lots of opportunities to build shamans up so that they can fire homing missiles from an elevated spidery perch, and other nice things, nice for you, nasty for the enemy. Eventually, he can cast sneaky stabbing on himself to make his spider hit even harder. These are good things. Overall, I encourage trying to mix things up and find stuff that works for you. You don't need to pigeonhole yourself with a single method. Just remember, until that spider, this is a very squishy mage, and he needs to take advantage of the whole Karate Kid thing. The best defense is not to be there when a giant swings his club. Take care, and have fun inflicting the Goblintide upon men and Skaven alike.